Welcome into round two here of the Storm 2010. We're going to stick with the upper bracket for the moment. Going up with the, the favourite to actually win this, GLaDe, is going up against Kinetic. We have a Terran versus Zerg combination for you. It's an absolute treat. GLaDe taking out Reflex so far tonight in a 2-0. Kinetic going through Edge to get himself to here, taking it also out 2-0. So both players haven't had a single map lost tonight. Let's see what's going to happen right now. We're coming to you from Metalopolis. Myself, Tobiwan Kenobi, taking you through this with the fantastic Pandan.
Yeah, that's right. And we'll start off this replay straight away in three, two, one, click. And as you said, GLaDe down at 6. Our Kinetic Terran up at 12. And this is actually going to be our first Terran versus Zerg for the night. And I have no idea what the result is. I've purposely put something over the top of my replay bar over here, so I don't actually know how long it goes for. I'm going to say Metalopolis, distant positions. You would think GLaDe would take this one, but we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, we'll see how the Terran actually plays it. It's a big thing whenever you're going up against a Zerg, as anybody, as Protoss or Terran. Like we saw it in a couple of games ago, in fact 2 games ago, when Legionnaire just as going up against a Zerg, he didn't know when to push out, he didn't know when to go. It was on exactly this map, slightly different positions, but exactly this map. He didn't know if he should push against it. Of course, GLaDe does have the advantage down on the 6, able to expand out. There is a long way for the Terran army to go for Kinetic. He's already going for the block as a standard Terran would up against the Zerg. You don't want them inside your base. Those lings just wreak havoc. But the biggest thing they've got to be careful about is, like so many times as well, the Banelings, the ability for GLaDe to go up into mutas, which I've seen him do a couple of times. Well, actually, it's been about a month since I think I've actually seen GLaDe play properly. That's why I'm really excited about this match. Like he used to go for that muta switch, and where to go. I'm just interested to see exactly how GLaDe approaches this one, and especially how much of Kinetic strat he gets to see, as he will not be scouting this out before the time, and he's gone the early expansion. So with the 13 expansion, maybe Kinetic will show how the Terrans do it to Legionnaire, who didn't know how the Protoss should do it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And it's going to be... Oh, yeah, he's gotten gas on pretty early too. So we could be seeing lots of different things here, but most likely Marauders because they're invincible and they do a million amount of damage. But it could just as likely be a couple of Reapers coming in here, Toby. We'll see this tech lab comes up straight away. He's just getting a Marine out to deal with the drone, I believe, as GLaDe comes in for the scout now. I see the gas is up, and he'll see just a single Marine. He won't see any tech. I assume the Terran won't actually put any more further tech until that drone is definitely dealt with. Um, that's just how it is, man. He wants to be sneaky. He can do a 1-1-1 and literally go into anything. And
Mm.
Extractor taken by Moonglade. Good play. So now he's got to be careful here too, because if he decides to just tech because that gas is taken, oh, he's gone early command center. Good play for a Terran. Very good play for a Terran, Toby.
That's a good hold as well. As Zerga's going to be pumping out a lot of resources, and once that the barracks is already up, and he'll get that orbital command. It's now being built on the first one. He'll have the second one as well, and the extractor will actually finally go down here. I think GLaDe cancelled it, then restarted it off again, just to take even more time out of that poor little Marine. He's already working overtime right now underneath the lash. But GLaDe, first expansion's up. The SCV's attacking it. The Lings are now going to come down, harass that SCV down. But
Oh,
I'm really looking now with that extra command center down to see that mass Marine Marauder army coming out, and Kinetic actually moving one of his SCVs down. I thought he might actually go for the block. He's going to go bunker. The bunker is going down. He wants to try and hold on to that natural expansion, which the drone has now just spotted. 2 Marines going to possess that one. He's not going to be able to get a block off properly here. He's going to try it with a couple of supply depots though. But if you can hold on to this expansion here, Kinetic, he stands a very large chance of really getting a lot of barracks up. There's the second one going down now. Get the reactors on top of it too. He's got excess Vespane, 280 excess at the moment. He's got to pull a couple of those SCVs off the gas. He can't keep that pumping up right now. I know he's going to want Marauders. He's got to get those tech labs going, get the reactors going, make use of those resources.
yeah, there we go. Tech lag coming down now. I think he's just relying on the fact he's going to be having mules coming in, so he's just leaving those 3 SCVs on that one gas. But I think you just touched over it a bit too lightly. I thought it was brilliantly. GLaDe usually cancelling on the gas is just a waste of time. It really is silly. And a lot of people, the only people you see really cancel it nowadays is cancelling to go check tech. but he cancelled it once just so it took a little bit longer because he was basically wanting the Terran to tech up a little bit so he could get a bit more information, and used the smoke to great effect. It made his way all the way through and even spotted the expansion. Great play there by GLaDe. Something small, but it's coming to great effect here because otherwise he may well not have known at all about that command center if he didn't decide to do that, especially with the smoke trick there as well. And second, third, and fourth gas coming down for the Terran. And yeah, he's looking pretty dangerous.
Planning? What is he planning? We've got 2 tech labs up here at the moment, so he's going to be pumping out a hell of a lot of Marauders. Now, the Marauder ball, fair enough, it is very, very powerful, but I know I'm a big fan of having the mass Marines, and those Marauders, those Lings are going to surround them very, very fast, even with that bunker up there, as we see a bit of a trade out with the Marauders. Like, they're going to get themselves in and around. Speedlings that are about to be up here. Banelings have got 8 of them actually creating up at the moment. 1 Ling going in there, just having a bit of a look. That bunker, say goodbye, son. Those Lings will just run distraction in the front side. Banelings coming behind, and now the Speedlings are up. They've got to have that extra speed to get themselves in there. No extra speed for the Banelings though. So he'll have to use those Lings as a bit of cover. Second bunker going down, wants to try and hold that up here. And it's a command center going up, not Planetary Fortress, as he is going to come on through. Banelings, the Lings are already up, surrounding around. Say goodbye to the first bunker. Still a couple of Banelings up at the moment, and Kinetic goes GG. This is what happens. You go for your expansion. The Marauders take too much. They take too much energy. They take too much gas to build up. Like your expansion was fair enough. Drop down the mules, but going mass gas, you need to have that defense up against the Zerg. You get those Lings in there, and you got to have mass Marines to deal with them. Marauders take too much. The tech labs, pump out a couple of reactors, dude. Pump them out faster, and that's how you get rid of the Lings. But not coming off this time, and GLaDe gets an easy win for the first match.
Yeah, there wasn't actually much that he could have done there. Basically, GLaDe was prepared for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 racks infantry sort of army coming up. He had a composition prepared for that. And, well, that's just going to dominate a single bunker with 4 Marines. that's all I can say about that one. So let's move on to replay number 2, Toby.
And that is right. We are headed towards Lost Temple this time around. So GLaDe's going to go down to the 6. We're going to have Kinetic up there at the 12. Of course, Kinetic playing as Terran, our green boys tonight, and our pink GLaDe running around as Zerg on the bottom.
And we are ready to go in 3, 2, 1, and play. So, here we are. Lost Temple. Same spot, Temple. Really, top and bottom.
Mm-hmm. And it is actually very, very similar to last game as well. It's like who's going to push out from where. It doesn't really feel like Metalopolis. It's almost a copy of Lost Temple. So
that's a bit weird. The positioning, perhaps, but the map design completely different.
It is true. The Terrans do love their drops, especially for that little bit of extra space you have over the back of that natural expansion. Let's see how Kinetic wants to play it this time around. GLaDe is... It's just, you're right, the positioning's the same, the mentality's the same for the distance you've got, but the way you actually move around the map, the mid does change it up of how you actually go with those 2 Naga towers, keeping the vision around, and so many times I've seen armies just go ring a rosy around that.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, you sort of touched on it a little bit, the natural expansion with the cliff there, so easy to drop on. Zerg can do the same thing, they can use Nidus Worm, or they could even do Overlord drop if they want. But the fact is that natural, unless you have some sort of air supremacy or you're prepared to defend that cliff, it can be quite hard to defend. So, quite interested to see how this gets handled by both players. And is GLaDe going for a very early expansion once again? Rook-a-rack.
Yep. There's the drone. He's just waiting for another 400. Now 2010, 0 gone. The hatchery is...
Hatch before pool.
And it won't even get spotted here because the SCV, he's checked around a little bit, but he's got a long way to go before he's actually going to find the first expansion and see that extra hatchery from GLaDe. And this is what, now the 5th time we've seen this tonight from our Zerg players. It just appears to be the thing to do, going for that 13 hatch and trying to hold on to it.
Yeah, and that's actually where the game gets a bit fun for the Zerg player, actually trying to hold the freaking expansion. Especially with things like a cliff and whatnot. So pool barely started here for GLaDe. I'm sure the Terran player will be able to see that that's quite a small size. And, well, he does have a vulnerability for a small period of time here, but it's really up to the Terran player to capitalize on it. And he doesn't look like he's in position to do that at this point in time. He really needs to try and get himself a reactor, blah blah blah, get a nice critical mass of units. That's the only way he's really going to get a huge advantage out of it. Otherwise, he needs to counter and expand himself. But man, he can still one base it. He's got mules, Toby. He has mules.
He does have mules, but I'm thinking we're actually seeing something a little bit different from him at the moment. He'll hopefully keep pumping out the Marines. He's got himself right on the edge of the supply cap at the moment, so I think he's just waiting a little bit longer there. Now the Marines coming out. But the factory coming down. I'm wondering if he totally know what you're doing now. Here's the call from GLaDe. Nice. What I'm thinking Kinetic's actually got planned is Hellions.